Hey everyone, are you feeling kind of burnt out and tired and frustrated from what you've been seeing on the news? We're going to be talking about that because I'm hearing more of that from you guys out there and seeing that on different preparedness channels and websites. It just seems like everybody's they've been on edge for so long, kind of waiting for things to go pear-shaped, because it seems that is just inevitably going to happen. We just did a poll just recently about how many of you think that things are going to go south in the next little bit. 33% of you said within the next 30 days, 33% of you said it's almost certain that a major crisis will happen within the next 30 days. 28% of you say it's highly likely. About 27% said 50-50. Only about 6% either said less likely or 6% said unlikely. So I know a lot of you come to this channel because you're not hearing a lot of this news on the mainstream sites, and you just don't really trust them much at all. And I try to find those news stories that they're trying to either cover up or don't want to talk about or don't want to connect the dots on. And that's why we do what we do here. To kind of bring you those news stories. A lot of the news stories that I bring to you are ones that either I get from you guys' email or from some of these sites, like on Reddit and in Facebook groups and stuff like that, where I see that people are starting to talk about these things, and that's kind of where I do that. I try to bring you that breaking news, stuff that's important, that's in line with that stuff. But I understand that a lot of this is pretty heavy, right? A lot of you, like me, maybe, are not just watching the news, but you're also getting more prepared, getting more self-sufficient, stocking up some food. I haven't shown too much of what I actually do here because of, security and everything like that. But as we get prepared for things that we see coming, it can lead to this burnout, right? When you stop preparing and start just watching what's happening, I don't know about you, but I always feel better ordering some more food or ordering some parts or getting more prepared with my solar system, getting more pieces put together and taking action. And I really want to just challenge you, if you're feeling burnt out by the news, what are you doing? Where is your outlet for that energy? You're getting that energy of, oh no, something's coming, but then where is your outlet to that energy? Some people have said, why don't you do more practical stuff? Why don't you do more showing us that kind of stuff? There's plenty of channels out there that will show you how to do stuff, and they're fantastic. I can't compete with a lot of these guys that show just really great practical things to do. If you're not already subscribed to people like Southern Prepper One, Riverside Homestead Life has a lot of practical stuff over there too. Cohen over there. These guys, and there's a whole bunch more channels that will walk you through pinball preparedness. He does a lot of practical stuff on gardens and asymmetrical survival. He does a lot of gardening stuff too and practical stuff. So there's just so many different channels out there that will walk you through things to do. And especially if you get in some of these channels like Canadian Prepper and Bear Independent, if you go back into their older library, they have a lot of really in-depth practical videos and stuff like that too. If you go back into the library of this channel, you'll see a bunch of practical stuff there too. But how do you deal with that burnout and that frustration? Honestly, you can't just be absorbing news. You have to be doing something with it. It needs to move you to action. And it can be little stuff. It can be you just feeling like you've done something to be more prepared today than you were yesterday. And that really does something to your mind, and it does something to your stress level, right? What can you do today to get more prepared? Building the relationships with other people, connecting with some new people in your area, stocking up a little more food, rotating some of your food, rotating some of your water, getting more organized. Do you know all the stuff that you have? Do you have either, like we talk about Prepper Nerd, his inventory system, but whether you just use that or whether you use notepads, but do you have like documentation on like how much stuff you have? If you don't know how much stuff you have, that will make you feel better. Unless you're really not doing very well. But if you've stocked up some stuff, figure out how much stuff you have and where it is, and so that in a crisis you can tap into that. And also maybe you'll see some holes. Maybe you'll see that you don't have enough water storage. How much water do you have? You really need 3 to 4 gallons of water per person per day. Now, some of that water can be non-potable water, non-drinking water. So some of that could be for cleaning, but you definitely need to have at least 1 gallon of drinking water per day, and you really should have another gallon for cooking. And then when it comes to cleaning, you need another gallon or 2. So that's why I say 3 to 4 gallons of water per day per person. All these steps that we have we're getting ready to have like basically a checklist. I'm putting together a checklist with a partner that helps me with the newsletter. We're getting that together. We should be having that as a free resource that we're going to be getting out to you guys. But what are you doing with the information? Because if you don't do anything with it, it will make you feel burnt out. If you're taking in too much news and not enough action, burnout, right? I haven't really met too many people that have spent so much time working on stuff that they feel burnout from that. I guess that can happen, but generally speaking, when I hear you guys say burnout or frustration, it's you feel like there's nothing you can do about it. And there's always stuff you can do about it. But the stuff that you're going to do about it is going to require work. If you're frustrated with what the government is doing, are you writing letters to elected officials? Are you coordinating with other people in your area to make sure that the right people get elected? Are you making sure that the people that get on the ballot are the right kind of people to get on the ballot? Because, we've all been there where you have 2 bad candidates that you have to vote between, and you kind of wish you gotten involved a little earlier to kind of help get a better person, at least on one side of that ballot, so you at least have one decent choice. But we really do have tremendous power and influence if we choose to do the work to get there. And when we do the work, we feel the power and we don't feel the frustration so much. We can still be upset, we can still be mad about what's going on, but we won't feel frustrated and ineffective and powerless. Getting organized with people. I pour a lot of time into this channel because part of the reason is I want to get more connected with you guys and get connected with the folks out there that are concerned. Part of that is the email list that we're trying to build, is because we need to be able to have alternate forms of communication amongst people that are like-minded like this. And if me and a bunch of the other channels that are kind of focused on those things, if we all get booted off the YouTubes or whatever, us being able to aggregate a massive email list so that we can communicate with people is going to be a vital portion of staying in connection with you guys. So that's just kind of what my challenge to you guys to be thinking about. What are you doing so that you can burn off some of that frustration? And if you're burnt out, so that you can rest by getting some stuff done. And there's some options. If you want to check out my newsletter, please do sign up for that. Get on that email list so that we can stay in contact with you no matter what. There's another video up here if you want to check that out from me. And thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar out.